Well, hello friends. Beautiful rising, good afternoon, and or lovely evening to you wherever you are, depending on the location of your rotation. Thank you for stopping by my channel. This is the November moon energy reading. It's like the middle of the month and I totally forgot to do the November moon energy. I am going to do that now because it's never too late. It is still November, and I feel like everything happens for a reason. I actually just got done doing the November new moon energy, and it was so beautiful. Yeah, now let's get into our November energy. All of my readings are intended to be timeless, meaning whenever you have found this video is when you are meant to hear the message. So if your guides have led you here, your spirit, your ancestors, your higher self, source, all that is the divine, our creator, or even if someone has shared this video with you and you decided to watch it, then there is a message here for you. So use your intuition to tune into what that message is for you. So, as always, I will be reading out of the Moon Energy book, Moon Energy, a practical guide to using lunar cycles to unleash your inner goddess by Stephanie LaFranc, illustrated by Vic O. So let's get into this, shall we? So November, I marked the pages here. So November is the month of the beauty of transformation. So yeah, the beauty of transformation. So the full moon in November is about alchemy. The new moon is about introspection, and I will read those on those particular days. The new moon has already been posted, and now we are moving right along. So, November is the witch's moon, and it is beaver fog, the refuge of silence. So, let's read it, shall we? This witch's moon coincides with the end of Samhain and opens the cycle of death. It is sometimes called the fog moon or the morning moon and represents the hostility of the season to come. By entering into meditation and silence, you will experience powerful moments of divination. For Native Americans, this beaver moon was the last action moon of the calendar year. It is time to be finished with projects and relationships that have come to their end. In shamanism, the medicine of the beaver connects water and earth, elements of autumn and winter, and invites you to rest and enjoy this season of long nights. The beaver is a builder with foresight that knows how to prepare for the cold. This animal teaches you how to organize and empower yourself to symbolically survive the winter. The passage of this moon encourages you to finish sorting through the things in your home and give to others what you have too much of. Find a place in your divination objects, the herbs you have dried over the last few months, and your candles. In order to be used, they must be put aside in their own spot. Envelop yourself in the fog of this moon and pass through it in silence. Like the Native Americans, find refuge by entering into Tioe, that sacred internal space where you go to withdraw from the noise and fury of the world. Here, in this private place at the base of your uterus, create the space that your small inner voice so badly needs. Abandon yourself to this process without fear. ask yourself honestly about the place you are giving this primal wisdom in your life. Yeah. So the beaver moon or the fog moon. So if they may call it, may call it whatever, but it feels like a lot of like the image that I'm getting is just like when there is like if it's early, like during the early hours of the rising, when if there's a fog that is moving over, that it's just quiet. Like you cannot hear anything, it's just silence. That's the image that I'm getting. And just finding yourself in that stillness and going deep within the fogs within ourselves. So, yeah, I love it. So, the November plant spirit is heather. Names: heather, Calluna vulgaris, is also known as Scotch heather. It grows in the limey soils of maritime zones where forests and sandy areas and blooms from July to September. It can be found from the steppes of Siberia to the Scottish Highlands. Properties: heather has long been known to be a urinary tract purifier. It is a plant with detoxifying, diuretic, and anti-inflammatory properties that also soothes joint problems as an anti-rheumatic. There we go. Symbolism: in French, heather is called the elf plant and is said to cover the highlands to ward off spirits and protect humans from the evil eye. The Druids appealed to its benefits to solidify the clan and bring happiness to the community. Because of its protective properties and flexibility, it was used to cover huts and barns and was also used in Scotland to make heather ale. This plant is reinvigorating, purifying, and symbolizes the joy of sharing with others. Heather is a witch's plant par excellence because it is used in the making of brooms. The Romani people see it as a symbol of good luck and use it to make amulets. Aww, that is super cute. Super cute. I mean, like, I think it's amazing. So, I am I'm trying to think if I have ever heard of heather, the plant. I do not believe I have ever heard of heather, the plant. And so I love that it has like detoxifying and anti-inflammatory properties and like soothes joint problems. That's amazing. I do have a like an herb book that has like different recipes in it, and I don't know if I've ever seen anything with heather, but I also haven't really looked through it, but yeah. So let's move on. I'm so excited to read this. So next, so November, the feminine archetype for November is Lilith, the free spirit. Ah, I don't know why, but I feel like I just love Lilith energy. And maybe it's like because the free spirit and like yes, absolutely. So let's read Lilith. For us, this name evokes much more than a Mesopotamian mother goddess. Lilith is linked to an inflammatory ancestral legend. She is synonymous with the astrological black moon and embodies both a fear thousands of years old and visceral fascination. She navigates in the dark skies with subterranean energies reminiscent of the moon's waning phase. She is associated with the lion, a symbol of power, and with nocturnal birds like the owl, representing wisdom. In Mesopotamian myths, Lilith is depicted as a raging night demon connected to wind and storms. It is said that she uses her fearsome sexual power to seduce both men and women and gives birth to swarms of evil children. Lilith prefigures the myth of the vampire, who comes out at night, enters people's homes to sexually consume them, and leaves behind a trail of death, and is also associated with the legendary succubus demons who appear as women to seduce men and commit evil acts. Lilith, they gave you a whole lot of. They tied a whole lot to Lilith, huh? Like, why can't you just be great? Huh? Anyway, okay. Later, in the esoteric Jewish tradition known as Cabala, Lilith was said to predate Eve as Adam's first lover. She refused to submit to male domination and embodied the sacred feminine, rebelling in order to preserve her liberty. She was Adam's equal, made from the same clay, and she refused to bend to patriarchal law. She paid the price when God banished her and, depending on the version of the story, either made her sterile or condemned her to give birth to stillborn babies. From then on, she represented danger, absolute evil, and chaos, an image that endured and eventually made her a companion of the devil and therefore a witch. After disappearing for a century, she reemerged in the 1970s as a feminist figure, the image of a free and autonomous woman. Ah, the untamable goddess. Ah, I have like an energy. I feel like I'm gonna cry, but I'm not going to. So, the untamable goddess. Call upon Lilith to give you the courage to free yourself. She knows the power of no and gives you the chance to say it in your loudest voice. She holds the torch of feminism. Feel how her power pushes you to break your yoke and push the limits. She is a symbol of emancipation and creativity without childbirth and evokes internal feminine power and unfettered sexuality. With her by your side, open the circle of wild women. Yeah, I love that. And then I love that we have this image here of it looks like the eclipse, right? The, like the ring of fire kind of. So, yeah, that is amazing. So Lilith is the November feminine archetype, and that feels so very perfect because, like, I don't know, for some reason, like, when I think of the energy of November, I feel just like, like, it just feels wild. It feels free. It feels like happy and it feels loving. And yeah, and I think, yeah, that is definitely the Lilith energy. And so, ah, amazing. So, yeah, that is our November moon energy reading. So I want to thank you all for stopping by to watch this energy update. And as I said before, this is timeless, and so this can apply to this November for you or any other November to come. Yeah, because it is the energy of November. And so, yeah, I want to thank you all for stopping by and yeah, tune into some of these energies. Like, feel what resonated the most for you and take some time to look deeper into that and feel why it is that you feel guided to that. Excuse me, because I feel that there's only more growth to be had. And so, yeah, whatever is resonating for you within your own journey is meant for you. So, I love you all so, so very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I will see you all in the next one.